Hey everyone, it's Susan Severson with the Essence Home Team at eXp Realty. And today I want to talk about the relationship between a realtor and a buyer or seller. So I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit on the real estate mystery called agency. In the state of Florida, we have in real estate what's called the law of agency. This is when a person delegates authority to someone to act on his behalf, and an agency relationship is created. And that agency relationship falls within the body of law called law of agency. All right, I know this is going to be a little bit technical, so you got to hang with me here because it's important to understand when you have a relationship contractually with a professional. So agency relationships can even be confusing for agents, and I don't want to get too technical, so we're going to start with the easy one that's most common in Florida, and that's the transaction broker. A transaction broker provides a limited form of representation to a buyer or seller, or both, in a real estate transaction, but does not have a fiduciary relationship to either. All right, so now I need to explain fiduciary relationship. So hang with me. A fiduciary relationship requires an agent to act at all times solely in the best interest of the principal to the exclusion of all other interests. This type of relationship includes fiduciary duties of care, confidentiality, loyalty, obedience, and accounting of monies and/or property belonging to the principal. So going back to the transaction broker, but not to forget that a realtor has a duty to treat all persons honestly and fairly. And this duty of honesty and fairness does not depend on the existence of an agency relationship. In addition, all realtors are obligated to use reasonable care and diligence in pursuing the buyer or seller affairs. The standard of care expected of a realtor is that of a competent real estate professional. Finally, all realtors have a fiduciary duty to the buyer or seller, or both. However, a transactions broker's fiduciary duty is more limited than that of a single agent who has the full responsibility of fiduciary duties. A transaction broker must still deal honestly and fairly, account for all funds, use skill, care, and diligence in the transaction, disclose all known facts that materially affect the value of residential real property, present all offers and counteroffers in a timely manner, and provide limited confidentiality, unless those things are waived in writing by a party. So, in Florida, it is presumed that the buyer or seller relationship to the realtor is that of a transaction broker unless there is a single agency relationship, or there is another type called no brokerage relationship, which is established in writing. Either one of them is established in writing. In our state of Florida, dual agency is not allowed, meaning a realtor cannot have a fiduciary relationship with both a buyer and a seller at the same time. So by establishing a transaction broker relationship with limited confidentiality, a realtor could represent both a buyer and a seller on the same transaction. At the Essence Home Team, we do ask our buyers to sign a buyer-broker agreement that outlines what I've covered here. During our buyer interview, you're given the opportunity to ask any questions to clarify any of the information we're covering. For our sellers, the listing agreement is drafted by an attorney, and that establishes the transaction broker relationship. And of course, we also welcome the opportunity to answer any questions buyers or sellers may have about our relationship. So, at the Essence Home Team, we hope that you'll call us and establish a relationship with us. Let's talk today.